afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. With me, a host Imperial Game. We're here an exciting 1 versus 1 on Crossing in the Woods. In the northern half, we shall be watching here CaptainSPrice fighting here for the Americans, the United States. Rolling out here for the 2nd Armored Division, charging towards German lines here, held up by Panzergrenadier Angreifen, forming up the Kampfgruppe Dietrich. Pioneers are noting, by the way, and we've seen immediate choice, by the way, of Airborne for CaptainSPrice. The ever-reliable Airborne versus Angreifen, who has elite troops, Jaeger armor, and mechanized assault there, so a bit of a conglomeration of heavier stuff and elite units as well for him. 2 Grenadiers, well, 1 Grenadier squad already out and 1 on the way. Soon to be, though, met with another rifleman squad here from Price.
We got a rifle squad waiting for orders.
So far, so good. Munitions being secured. We're seeing here a bit of a spread from Price. Right-hand side there sort of being heavily focused on by the rear echelon troops, while the riflemen, on the other hand, in a larger force move down the west side. While at the same time, we're noting here there's sort of a bit of evidence still on the right-hand side as well by Angreifen. So, of course, there's be interesting to sort of see how it actually sort of develops. Generally, I mean, you tend to sort of see players sort of gravitate towards here, so light action towards it. Though, of course, I mean, it can always depend on players and sort of what they feel like might work. And there you go, going for the fuel point. We're noting here a much more cautious approach. I mean, he went for the munitions first, by the way. He's not in a rush. It would seem he might have some other plans in mind. Maybe also realise he can't have a chance of winning the first initial engagement, so he's maybe sort of trying to take it slowly until he can sort of feel like, oh right, I have a chance sort of here winning in initial engagement. Volley fire going there from the M1 carbines there on the rear echelon troops. Firing away there. It was meant for sort of self-defense weapon for rear echelon troops, amongst other things, sort of something that was safer to give out than actually a pistol, because it's a lot bloody harder to shoot yourself in the foot with a carbine than it is with a pistol. And believe it or not, though of course it became rather popular due to its light weight and of course also rapid rate of fire. Though the general complaint was due to sort of smaller bullets it used. I mean, it lacked some killing power in some regards, but overall was reasonably popular. Airborne, for example, in particular took to it. Another fun fact was they actually sort of late in the war saw fully automatic variant, though it never actually saw much action in World War II, only very light. But Grenadiers versus Riflemen, in fact we're noting 3 Grenadier squads here, so rather heavy infantry folks. In this case, he looks about a bit of luck there with CaptainSPrice only sending a smaller force here, so he might be able to win the fight here for the fuel. But only in him, note we do note a slight fuel advantage, however brief there to Price. Riflemen taking heavy losses, so overall the losses only 1 Grenadier squad there for Angreifen, so the initial engagement here worked out reasonably well for him. He was able to cause some damage there to Price in the process, even killing a few rear echelon troops, so not too bad there. And of course at the same time moving up here, he could even go for the cut point. We do see that Angreifen is quick to pull up an MG42, the Schweras MG42. And moving up further forward, so remaining with the Grenadiers who are not quite in good condition there, while pushing forwards with the more well-conditioned. Also noting by the way 3 riflemen and 2 rear echelon troops, so in that regard CaptainSPrice opting on for 3 riflemen, still getting some extra rear echelon troops, or maybe using them around take territory, and who knows what else Price could be planning with that. Very interesting sort of start up there. More riflemen in with more rear echelon troops. And there you go, going to surround the Grenadiers. Nice job there, nice tactical movement. Splendid early game infantry action there, but there we go. Angreifen, of course, reacts to this quite nicely since the rear troops themselves can't fight much threat there, so he's less concerned about them. Quickly engages, start and focus down the riflemen, but we see more riflemen around here. MG42 though trying to cover. Not quite well outside there. Now the things are turning here against the Grenadiers. There's lots of rear troops, plus the riflemen join in there. We do obviously 1 Grenadier squad there forced away, and the other one could also soon be pushed away there, so the tables are quickly turning here on Angreifen. Caught in a larger swarm of American troops and American guns. And there you go, Lieutenant out. Grenadiers need to get away. The Lieutenant and his bodies making short work there, Fritz, Dietrich and Jürgen. So real thing to quickly turn against Angreifen rapidly. His fuel points are exposed, so we do see we might have a reason here for why I went for that early fuel point, munitions point I mean, not fuel point, but actually sort of quickly get up some S-mines as well, sort of make it more difficult for Price to move through here. Very nice to note then, there you go. S-mine, Sprengminen. Also known as a bounding mine. Very nasty piece of work, and something the other nations would after the war, well, basically copy outright because they figured, oh hey, that's actually a pretty good idea, unless you don't step on it yourself. We're noting here early M20 on the way here for Price as well, sort of pushing the pressure and the tempo here, going for the cop points as well. Very aggressive, very nicely played there by Price, hitting at several points at once. Now, of course, at the same time, he's extending back the note here, by the way, how Price immediately disengages as soon as any threat actually arrives. So, very nice there, though. Right here, he might not be quite aware of the minefield. And yeah, I don't think anyone will make it back home from that unit.
Got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
So there we go. The S-mine's paying off here for Angreifen quite nicely, removing one unit there from Price's forces, though. The reaction from Price is swift, prompt, and a minesweeper. We do not like to make us company about here. Maybe Angreifen sensed that after the Lieutenant M20 would quickly follow, so he's likely going to get a scout car of his own. Since that is, well, I mean, it's one way of dealing with the M20, but it's generally the sort of swifter and sort of one that can sort of more aggressive deal with it, whereas the Pack 40 tends to be a lot more reactive. So it might not always work fully here. Oh, right here, Price made a mistake there. He was basically trying to sort of keep a unit around here, but took a bit of damage exposed, did not retreat in time. In this case, Angreifen was able to sort of ambush the unit and wipe it out. So while a nice idea there, it did have a few flaws there. And there you go, the 221 moving up there against the M20. Not quite upgraded yet. Need that auto cannon up. Although note the 5th cam's acting quite. There we go. More units moving in. Need to pull back. And there we go. Crew there up here with the bazooka. They hit the scout car though. God damn it, Jim. Watch where you're aiming. And there you go. Jim shoots a second time and actually hits the target, or at least the correct target. So a small victory there. A small victory there. And the pressure though continues here upon Angreifen. Going to versus Lieutenant, but the BAR and the Thompson up close proved to be quite formidable. Ambulance following up. You note he's not replacing the rifle. In fact, he's replacing the re-echelon troops first. He could also consider Pathfinders. I mean, they do quite well in the fight as well, supporting other units with their marksman abilities. You can of course also sort of further sort of prepare for the arrival of paratroopers. But oh well. Bunker going up there, so medic bunker on the way there for Angreifen. MD4 to continue to do a bit of a lonely work there, need to be careful. And he's of course realising, okay, everything's here on the right flank, I shift towards the left flank, which must be much more open, so good strategic sense there by Angreifen, judging the situation, considering what he's seeing on the field, and making a decision based on that. I mean, that's a very good skill there to have. Of course, trying towards here, probably feeling a bit well. I mean, he doesn't have to worry about the bazooka, so he's moving in here for as much damage as possible with his other scout car. I mean, of course, while he still lost the scout car, he was able to do some damage for that. And actually knock out the M20, so in that regard, you know, it wasn't a complete waste, since an M20 is actually more expensive than the 221, 222. Now, of course, there's a second one, which can actually put up a lot more pressure upon Price's infantry, since it'll be much more vulnerable, but looks like Price is already taking advantage again of the fuel advantage he's had, and sort of pushing onwards very aggressively towards the battalion command post. Good decision there, good decision there. And we're noting here that Angreifen sort of responds to this quite heavily overextending. Of course, the scout car does provide him with sort of the ability to react to this much more swiftly. Sort of, you know, okay, something here, I need to react there. The M20, or the 222 is much more sort of swiftly able to react to that and sort of counterattack and force down the opponent's movements. So in that regard, you know, having a 222, 221 little group there can actually do a lot for sort of, you know, allowing you to hold a large amount of territory by allowing you to react swiftly. In that regard, units in a half track can also do the same to a certain effect. But there we go. 222 and Grenadiers there opposing heavy damage there upon the Lieutenant. In fact, the Lieutenant is dead and seems to have vanished into the river. Not Lieutenant down. Anyways, rather than coming across there, the scout car as well, getting plastered there with auto cannon fire, MG fire. Grenadiers there marching straight into a rather voluminous group there of secondary personnel, re-echelon troops and vehicle crews. More Grenadiers out, MD4 to continue shifting around. More mines up here. Take no chance, of course, with the minesweepers out, there's going to be less of an effect there. And note he's actually being a bit cautious. He doesn't want to get too close, but still wants to sort of do damage. There, go retreating. In that case, he can actually sort of get close there and try to wipe them out. But at this point, he's actually too far away. And right here, actually feeling he made a mistake. He should have moved up there. He should have kept remaining up here, so he could still punish them and actually force them. So when they finally could retreat, he could easily pursue them down the retreat. So a slightly little tactical tip there. Pack 40 arriving. Angreifen clearly a bit worried about what his opponent might bring in. He might even have seen the major. Maybe not. But even then, I mean, considering the amount of fuel he's had, it's not, well, looks like he might have had nonetheless, since the major is in fact dead and has to be replaced by another major. Major Payne. Of the Chicago Paynes. Not those damnable Detroit Paynes. Anyways, 2-2-2, they're moving ahead, and there go the vehicle crew in a bit of trouble there. And quickly getting plastered there with heavy fire. We are veterans, yeah.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Rifle squad, they're moving in. Note, by the way, current veteran condition is pretty much right for just charging them with the scout car. I mean, as long as they're not veteran, get as close as you can as possible, because then your scout car does a lot more damage. I mean, it's more accurate, and there's also less scatter on the auto cannon, which all means up close you really do a lot of damage with it. So there's not really much reason for him to actually stay at range here, I would personally say. Large push towards the left here, not going to charge straight into sort of the assault here from Angreifen. This is going to sort of again attack the sort of less open, or the more ground, less defended territory. Again, both players sort of trying to sort of judge the other player's movements, or do as much damage without suffering too many casualties. A bit of a dance there. You might see the Rifle here going down. You can run. No, technically you can't run because I'll kill you. But there you go. Sherman arrives, and rather up once the scout car, gaining veteran 2 and then gaining our armor-piercing round straight through the front. And Reaslan troops getting wiped out there, so we actually see here Price all of a sudden suffering some heavy casualties. Both Rifleman and Reaslan troops quickly wiped out in one go. That's going to hurt sort of his infantry presence, might give Mr. Angreifen a bit of chance of getting back. No commander from him yet, and looks like some paratroopers dropping in. No further anti-tank. Oh, so there we go. Pack on the way. He should also consider maybe getting up some telemines at points. And he's going mechanized assault and going straight there for the Stugi. We might see those Grenadiers put to an early grave. There we go. Stug fires there. Low velocity gun, not really meant for taking on tanks of the Sherman's caliber. Gets the lieutenant's friend. But beyond that, not much. Oh, penetrating shot on the Sherman. Lucky there, lucky there. Second one as well, my god. Looks like someone's a bit of an ace there in the making. Right there, watch what we see Angreifen's territory being swiftly pushed back there by Price. Though, of course, he needs to sort of cover his infantry properly, otherwise the Stug there will have a field day. The Stug quite, well, powerful versus infantry. Wembley Fortress in trouble. Pack sort of swinging about here, trying to catch the Sherman. But the Stug supports the infantry advantage. There you go, vehicle pushed away. Sherman there, getting quite a bit shot at him, to be careful. Paratroop with the Thompson submachine guns, a potent upgrade. Potent, in particular, use the tactical advantage ability in the right position. Oh, Sherman did not make it. Not sure why I took that route, in fact, I'm not here, just pop some smoke, but oh well. Paratroop ring in there, Thompson doing quite a bit of good damage. No reason here to use tactical advantage, I mean, that's sort of quickly just clearing out a unit in like seconds. For example, if you're dealing with a panzer gun, Grenadiers with like machine gun, if you can get close enough, then pop it. There likely won't be many survivors. So there you go. The paratroops need to be careful. There's a Stugi on the prowl here. 6 kills already. Looks like another paratroop unit called in, or he's calling an anti-tank gun. That could actually work as a sort of interim measure. Nope. More paratroopers. Quick grenade there. There's the Grenadier. Ah! Scheiße.
We are suffering losses.
Another kill to the airborne elite. But Price is now beginning to encounter some serious troubles after suffering so many infantry casualties. The Stugi there combined with the Pack 40 kill there on the Sherman is causing some problems here for Price. He's going to need sort of yeah. Also, quick note, no mid-game analysis. This is a bit of a longer match, so won't be doing that. But yeah, there's going to be a bit of re-evaluation there from Price maybe call in some anti-tank guns to get some tank destroyers out reasonably fast here. Though, of course, at the same time, probably going to be those pack 40s because so far it seems like Angreifen is very keen on keeping them together. Not a bad tactical formation. Though, of course, if the pack 40s vanish, the Stoogie is screwed. But of course, at the same time, it's a slow-moving formation, which basically means, you know, as long as Price then tries his best to avoid it, he can basically hit everywhere else, and that makes things a bit more tricky here for Angreifen to sort of react to Price's movements if Price keeps up the tempo. Because again, it's such a lumberous and cumbersome unit formation here. The Stoogie with the two pack 40s. The pack 4 is basically holding back the Stoogie, but he's too afraid to move ahead the Stoogie because he risks, you know, getting it knocked out quickly by a Jackson or something else. Lieutenant needs to get away though. For some reason the slope here proves to be quite the formidable fortress. Scheiße, a big pile of earth! You defy me again! Rather than there getting blasted. Mine engagement over here, and there we go. Paratroopers managed to catch the MD crew and enact horrific vengeance. Right here, in fact, he should have gone for tactical movement. He could probably wipe them out on retreat there. Even then, very close there, but still. Grenadiers also forced away. Again, pro tip. Use tactical advancement once you're at a certain range with the paratroopers. It really does a lot of damage. But there goes thing. Ranging again, note. Angreifen strikes here, he strikes here. No, now he's actually rushing in the Stoogie. That could be a good chance here for Price to actually do some damage against it if he has the resources and capacity for it. But we see the Stoogie already causing catastrophic casualties to the paratrooper unit, leaving many men dead in the water. Now the paratroopers also get into trouble with the Grenadiers and the Stoogie. And there you go, veterans here too for the Stoogie already. Dangerous work there for the paratroopers. Looks like make it out, and we've got a Jackson moving out in the M36. Lieutenant moving in. Here we go. Actually managed to separate the anti-tank gun from the Stoogie. Here's a good chance for Price to actually knock out the Stoogie without the pack's interference, if he's quick enough about it. Step on it, driver. And he's got an ME-40 supporting, and we got Tiger setting up here. A bit of a lazy option, I think, maybe from Angreifen. I suppose not fully. I mean, he's also got some Panther Grenadiers out still. And there you go. Stoogie getting clipped with the Jackson. Lieutenant, pulverized. Close there to getting the Stoogie, close. If only he had something to spot for it, but he doesn't. Either way, he's got the Stoogie a bit forced back for the time being, and the crew also went down over here. Price's infantry continuing to suffer, and leaving behind now bazookas for the enemy to secure. Price only under a bit of pressure here. Panzer Grenadier moving forwards. Right flank collapsing under a small advance here from Angreifen. Price is maybe here doing what he can, which is not that much. Additional pioneers arrived to help repair that Sturmgeschütz. Closing in on Veterancy 3. Ominous news for Price's soldiers. And there you go, paratroopers one great sweep.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
With the Jackson ready to move into support, and note how packs have been pulled back into reserve position, ready to react, also securing them from any quick rushes from Price there, or swift maneuvers, since it's going to be a lot bloody harder to flank them at this point, with the Stoogie watching over them. Jackson retaining a sort of rearward position, ready to react to anything there, going for the cut-off point, and at the same time he's going for the cut-off point. Oh, he pulls back there, seeming a bit skittish.
Driven a wedge in our lines.
Another airdrop, another paratrooper unit, or some anti-tank guns, who knows? Another paratrooper unit. He's up to 3 paratrooper units. You might want to consider actually upgrading at least one of them with a light machine gun to sort of keep a bit of a mix of their weapons. There we go, paratroopers being charged there by pioneers, and the pioneers quickly suffering for it. And once more, oh, never mind there, didn't quite prove to be an invisible emplacement anymore. Paratroopers actually allowed to cut things off there, more forces moving down there, paratroopers arriving, another paratroop unit forced away heavily with casualties. And charging trains to 2 light machine guns, ah! That's good for the Germans, yeah, but less good for the Americans. Back here, 2 Prices, paratrooper unit almost wiped out. There we go, the Pentagon is catching them on the retreat there. A bit of a silly move there by Price. The casualties are immense. An entire unit from the 101st there wiped out. No survivors, no prisoners taken.
Armor here.
And we can see here that Price is beginning to suffer. He's been forced off the field. He's bleeding out here as Angreifen continues in the rather steel shot maneuver. Tearing apart Price's infantry with Pentagon, his light machine guns and deadly Sturmgeschütz fire. And now, la creme de la creme, the Tiger arrives to further seal potentially the fate here of Price. Right now would be a good time to mine up things as well, maybe some anti-tank mines.
Supply line just got cut off.
Tiger. Aus die Heeresschwerer Panzerabteilung 502.
A capture point is under attack.
Sherman on the way here, maybe to help deal with infantry, that's not bad. Tiger, though, being sent on a bit of a lonely maneuver here by Angreifen. He needs to be careful, he needs to be careful. A bit risky, sending in alone. No, he cancelled the Sherman for a Scot. Great Scott, a Scot. Less great Scott. The rear zone troops look pretty dead. There we go, nice flank down the MG with the paratroopers, Veteran T2. Oh dear, this looks like a big push. Back 40, MG42, Pentagon it is, and the Tiger, Tiger. Very little left here for Price at the moment. But what's this? The United Air Force intervenes here, airstrike straight down the Tiger. Tiger. There you go, rockets going in. Not quite hitting though. Another series of airstrikes here. Jackson fires off as well. Good, good. Close though to getting knocked out. Be careful. Tiger charging in. Almost got it. All McCarthy infantry exposed. Pack as well. Tiger moving into cover. And there you go, another series of barrages. Catches the Pack crews as well, also apparently the paratroopers. Stugi now getting plastered with hits there. Jackson firing, Stug almost down, sliver of health. Zurückfallen, Rückzug. Pack 40 cleared out, both of them cleared out. Ambulance abandoned to save it from hits. Stugi kaput, MG42 also clears, getting wiped out here. Tiger in dire straits. Scheiße Fritz, jawohl. Tiger down! An absolutely miraculous turnaround here. A 2 dense assault there, broken up by United States Air Force. I suppose you can call that realistic. Without air coverage, because he didn't support armor core, he had no Osman to cover against things. He didn't even get a pinto mounted machine gun. The MG and the grenades made out the pants because they're counter-attacking. Tactical assault, Come on, use it. Ah, never mind. But there you go. Heavy casualties inflicting upon the Kampfgruppe. Heavy casualties. Assault gun, Tiger, infantry, massacred. Heavy casualties. The Kampfgruppe has been bled out down to just 4 units. Which is also close to what Price has. But he's also got the assault gun here. And he's still, I believe, got the Jackson. Yes, indeed. So all of a sudden, Price was able to with one vicious strike here due to, well, Angreifen going all in to basically sort of wipe it out. A bit of a show of overconfidence there, combined with a bit of strategic laziness in not getting an aircraft and fighting versus, or anti-aircraft guns, when fighting versus the airborne, turned out to have dire consequences. Who would have thought? But definitely, I think it's been a long time since I've seen that kind of turnaround there, where one player's pretty much looking with one foot in the grave, and all of a sudden managed to drag the other guy with him into the grave and punch him in the face. So now he's got 2 anti-tank guns there, ready to use. I mean, he's still got to deal with some rather veteran infantry, but he's also got some veteran infantry still. But he's now got the armor advantage. Price now has the armor advantage. And the veterans run closer to T.T. Jackson. That's bad news there for Angreifen.
Armor here.
That is bad news.
A capture point is being overrun.
It is interesting to note how he, for example, did not disengage either from the assault as the aircraft went in. He just remained there under fire. So rather large tactical blunder there from Angreifen, combined with a lack of strategic coverage against air weaponry. Veteran to fleet paratroop for the Thompsons. Bad news for anyone caught in the path. In particular if tactical assault is used, but again, for some reason he seems less than keen on it. It's personally one of my favourite abilities to use under the right circumstances. Pioneers charging forward. It looks like they were trying to get off some mines, but looks like that was rather cancelled. Quick grenade there. Pioneers need to be very bloody careful. Paratroopers, of course, need to be careful while attacking across open ground versus a unit like machine gun. But there we go, getting close. Grenadiers, they're close, getting wiped out. Ah, scheisse. Too much paying attention to different things there. Now he's even further short on units.
We're at 200 points.
More paratroopers called in. Paratroopers quickly healing themselves. Slow advance there from Price. He's not taking any vast chances. Keeping back the Pack 40s here. Seemingly doing nothing with them. Keeping them in reserve for the time being. Rear assault's making a head-on assault there, also checking for mine, but nothing so far. Scott moving ahead. Dual packs up again though from Angreifen, coming his MD-42 there. Alright. Covering there.
Enemy forces now has 300 points remaining.
Pioneers there close to getting wide. Oh! The air pack force moving ahead there. And both miss on the first volley. Looks like the second volley is a bit more lethal.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
The Major went down in a blaze of bullets. No survivors. No assault grenades, for example, to quick load to make up for the losses they suffered, but he seems to be aiming for another target as quickly as possible. There's certainly not a lot of options considering what he's otherwise suffered, because he can't really afford to pour resources into teching now. So in that regard, you know, he's rather put himself into that position by his own volition. Not recruiting the Jackson for the time being, it seems. More Thompsons there for the paratroopers. Another Scot on the way to punish the infantry. He seems to be perhaps not quite as much expecting the chance of another Tiger arriving soon. Otherwise, I don't think he'd be aiming for another Scot. Either that or he's confident in his veteran Jackson crew being able to handle that.
The capture point is being overrun.
There you go, Grenadiers forced away by the power of the Thompson submachine guns. Oh dear, paratroopers then. Oh, not paratroopers, but BS-1 over there with the MD-42 closing on veterans to 3.
75mm gun carrier ready.
And there we go. Second Tiger arrives, hopefully with more luck than the first.
Gun troop ready.
But still retaining his packs in a sort of reserve position. Clearly not intending sort of getting them on the field before needed. S-Mine there to cover the centre from indirect rushes. Good, good. There you go, second Tiger arrives. Oh, that was a terrible hit. The paratroopers don't need to get out of there before they become, well, dead. Tiger getting got some good hits there. Pioneers moving forwards. Veterans free, by the way. And the Jackson accidentally being this over. There you go. Scott's firing, getting off a half decent hit. There you go. Mine's going off there. Pack 40 moving ahead. Shots going off left and right.
A capture point is under attack.
Jackson managed to hit splendidly there on the Tiger. Not exactly a small target now, is it?
42, get down!
And there you go, he's in trouble. The retreat path has been cut off. No, never mind. Retreat second time. But another grenade squad arriving. He might have a chance there if he engages correctly. Pack 40 is being lumbered forwards here to deal with the Tiger, or at least keep it at bay. And the paratroopers not really faring well that range with the Thompson submachine guns. They're clearly enjoying an advantage there. But it's sort of a very, very tense kind of situation here that Angreifen is holding on to. He's rather outgunned and outnumbered at the moment. So he's doing his best to replace the infantry though. Just with regular grenadiers, no panzer grenadiers or assault grenadiers. MD-40 in, trouble forced away. Tiger getting blasted with the Pack 40s. Now might be a good chance to sort of push forward to knocking out the fact that Pack 40 his own have been pulled back to the base for reinforcements. Not good there. Nonetheless, been good round there versus Price. Here seems like he's managed to sort of keep Price at bay. They're a bit contained, a bit nervous. Seems to be paying off, but there we go. Jackson ramming straight up in front of the Pack 40s.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Very close save there. But the right flank assault continues there, ever slowly, ever cautiously. Pioneers need some reinforcement. MP-40, the Veterans 3. And looks like more paratroops dropping in there for Price. He certainly loves them, it seems.
We are losing a sector.
Quick drop there on the Grenadiers. Quickly, well, killing poor Friedrich. Right grenade there landed in the midst, but not quite well enough. Not quite well enough. And now these Grenadiers are about to... Oh, they do get a light machine gun, but there's not enough covering them. Not enough covering them. And there go the swiftest retreat. There, done. On the left flank, MD-42 trouble paratroopers dealing with things there. Then he's in the centre there, getting plastered with assault gun fire from the Scots. Tiger quickly counter-tank to the left. This is no anti-tank. This Jackson, for example, is not moving over to support there. Where's the Jackson? Oh, it's there being repaired at the bottom. Another weapon that close, getting knocked out. One more good hit there from the Tiger. And there we go, Rifleman unit wiped out. A victim for the Tiger's marksmanship with an 80mm gun. And the Rifleman team to the next one to sort of suffer the experience.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Almost there. There you go, Jackson moving ahead. But there we go, already predicted the Jackson move in there. Nicely done, nicely done. And there you go, Veteran 2 sliver of health. It would be terrible if to lose it here. Looks like he might make it though. Bloody lucky crew there. And there you go, light machine guns on the paratroopers. In this case, versus 2 grenade squads, the light machine gun including 1 veteran. And there you go, rough grenades as well. The paratroopers not fares so well and nicely retreated there. That could have gotten a lot more unpleasant. In particular, he then dropped more light machine guns for the Grenadiers to pick up. Look, did say Santa Claus was here? Yeah. Paratroops then in trouble. 2 gun escorts engaging. Scott, though, counter-attacking, helping their paratroop taking advantage of this confusion to move closer in. Victory points being heavily fought over. Angreifen maintaining a victory point advantage, however slight at the time being. Bit of light shooting there. Price is going to need to sort of how change this up. In particular, the more time that passes without dealing some serious damage here too, Angreifen larger chances of another Tiger arriving. Which could certainly cause things a bit further there, sort of rise some problematics for Price. And of course at the same time Angreifen can't just keep maintaining a status quo either, because those risk the larger chance somehow Price figuring out a counter-attack team that wiping him out. Because he's rather trying to hold a large amount of territory with a small force, then particularly the Pack-40's vanish, he's going to be very open, in particular to the Jackson. Since that's now veterancy too. Which definitely makes it that much more of a threat to it. The Tiger. Plus of course gets closer to veterancy 3, which is absolutely devastating, since that means it has a high penetration and a high rate of fire, which is some of the last things you want. As the Germans. Oh, there's Sherman up here. Sherman to support the right flank, making cover the victory point there. There you go, high close rounds going off. Pack-40 here on its own as the MG42 and 2 Pack-40 fighting Scots joining in. And there go retreat again. The right flank seems to be a bit secure for the time being. Centre secure as well. And the Tiger advances for Deutschland. And misses. There you go, the Jackson shoots and misses. And there we go, the second Tiger arrives. Second Tiger arrives, more shots there going through. Betting 2 for that Pack-40. Artillery strike going down the infantry, paratroopers need to retreat. Lightest infantry, Geschütz laying down a vicious barrage. And the Tiger moving up on the right flank there, though at the same time would be a nice target here for the Jackson on it, since it's unsupported. Careful, Angreifen, careful. Sherman actually gets a shot through there, the frontal armour. Jackson needs to quickly counter-attack. Hit it from the flank with some armour-piercing rounds. Or does not, maybe seems to be engaging from the front here. More infantry moving up to support. Pulls the Tiger back a bit there.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
Paratroopers moving up to sort of spot for the Jackson. There goes, shot went off. Armor piercing rounds are good though. Not for the opponent, of course.
Light artillery awaits your orders.
And there you go, half the Grenadiers got down in a blink of an eye. Another shot there. Halfway to veterancy 3. His shot failed to penetrate. Bit of quiet here. The main defensive line, or the centre here, of Price's forces continues to hold somewhat. And the ambulance is also somewhat holding, though has seen better days for the time being.
We have 200 points remaining.
Points beginning to drain down here for Angreifen. He's going to change his strategy and tactic. He might try for a larger assault here now, trying to sort of overwhelm. But again, the forces he's got count is going to make it tricky, definitely tricky. Though again, 2 Tigers charging through at one point could prove to be sufficient forceful sort of turn things around here. Looks like he's about to change the counterattack here. There we go. Paratroopers getting caught here. NG or reasonable troops getting caught. Pack-40 supporting, ensuring that no armour can support. Pack-40 firing back though, closing in a bit to feet. Pack-40 also getting here. Tiger not in trouble. Target weak point would have been good. No target weak point. Bit of miss there, I think, from him. Grenadiers still flanking on the anti-tanker position. They're Scots doing what they can. could see the loss of the veteran pack crew. That would hurt Price quite a bit. Since he can get that to veterans, if that's definitely going to cause Angreifen's Tiger tanks quite the headache. Oh dear, it needs to be careful. He's climbing up the troops too close. This Scots there tearing them apart. Paratroopers moving in for a few extra kills over the Thompsons. And Pack 40 is blasting away. And there we go. Paratroopers caught in a very nasty situation again. And Tiger here getting almost knocked out. Veterans in free, there we go. But Tiger just beyond its range. Otherwise, if the next shot had arrived from that Pack 40, that could have been game over that Tiger crew. Back to Price though. The Jackson, interesting enough, is not moving over to support. So I would have figured he might have joined in here to get some extra shots off and again get close to Veterans in free. I mean, Veterans in free for Jackson. There we go, artillery strike has cleared out one of the Pack 40 and Pack Veterans in free. A harsh blow there to the United States. Lots of artillery fire there. And the Tiger basically holding up the assault there. With an MD-42 veterans in fleet. Points really ticking down there for Price. He needs something there. He needs Jackson in. Pack 40 firing. Use targets the weak point. Target the weak point, Johnny. Nope, he's allowed to escape. Pack 40 moving up to cover there. Price a bit too slow in reacting. Unfortunately. They're not unfortunately for Angreifen, obviously. Another light artillery strike there. Veteran for the Scot though. Pack 40 is moving ahead. Paratroopers need to get away. Careful. Looks like there's dodge it. Scots taking. Because the Pack 40 is actually getting wiped here. Quick grenade there. The paratroopers moving in for attack to assault. Tiger then moving in to cover the entire thing as well. Oh dear, oh dear. Paratroopers barely made it out of that one alive. The Pack 40 has been wrecked. Paratroopers themselves are also getting wrecked. In fact, all that's left for Price at the moment is paratroopers. A Pack 40 and otherwise it's all armour.
Pathfinders, report in.
Wreck the Pack 40. There you go. Tiger taking a shot. He might be setting up for a rocket strafe as opposed to try and help deal with the Tigers again. Another shot there. Didn't really do much.
Looks like we're going in.
He might want to aim to sort of, open up the left flank again. Because currently the way things are going to continue here, there's going to be an advantage to Angreifen. It's going to be focused on a small amount of territory and it's going to be focused around the front of the Tiger, which is really the strongest part of it. So he needs to be a bit careful again. He needs to sort of try and cause some maneuver to shift here toward the flank somehow. Force Angreifen to spread out again. But there you go. Nice shot there from the Jackson. Pathfinder's almost wiped out. Tiger there taking heavy fire from the Pack 40. And there you go. He finally goes for arm piercing rounds. A bit too late though. A bit too late. He should have done that early on. I think that would have gone much better for him. But he still might be able to flank here the Tiger. Get off a good shot. I believe it has some decent range there. Oh, sight tank to eventually too. And there you go. Tiger brewed up. Pathfinders, well, found a path to the next life courtesy of the Tiger. Pack 40 moving up there. The forces of Angreifen are certainly extended here. Jackson needs to get away. Oh no! Target weak point actually used by Angreifen. Missed though. It missed. Oh, the Jackson so close to it. 23 knocked out. Oh no!
Just lost a medium tank.
That was a dreadful loss right there to Price. Absolutely dreadful. Light artillery barge going down there on the Pathfinder, or the paratroopers. Shots going down. They still hide in the zone though, and somehow every shot is missing them despite themselves bunching up to make the nicest artillery target you've ever seen. At the same time, airstrike getting down the target, getting off several hits on the sides. There you go, down to half health. MD-42 there getting blasted by the Scots. Not looking good there. In particular, the durability of the MD-42 has also been called into question here. Very close there to getting that knocked out as well.
Change of plans. Get ready for action, gang.
Veteran 2 though here for the Tiger tank though. That's definitely not bad. That increases its range and decreases scatter, making it overall more deadly, particularly towards its infantry. The fighting is losing some of its intensity as there's less units on both sides, but it's certainly got a different edge and looks like something crashed. Oh, straight there. Still, CaptainSPrice enjoys some kind of numerical superiority, but again, if he makes one mistake, the eventually 2 Tiger could very well go through a lot of it, in particular with the Grenadier support. And he looks like to be calling in another Tiger in a moment. Angreifen might be a bit tunnel vision there, a bit obsessive. And there we go, the MD-42 not repaired, got knocked out there by the Scots. And that's definitely a heavy loss to Angreifen as well. Those Tiger CoH2 will certainly be able to partly make up for that kind of damage. And there goes second Tiger arriving. Yeah, careful there. Tiger support by an anti-tank gun, but that's also about it. They're supported by the Kampfgruppe can apparently not further support them. Paratroops there close to getting eliminated. Scots as well in trouble. Seeing there a large Tiger spearhead making sparks. So there you go. Oh, he's separate though. He's probably got the hard, the heavily damaged Tiger there. Leaving the one less damage to continue forward, but also risk getting it cut off from the rest of the force. He's doing his best to basically form an anti-tank blockage group there to ensure that the Tiger doesn't get flanked here. That's a good move, but there's still the Pack 40 that Price retains that could prove to be quite a threat, in particular if he gets off a target weak point. Oh dear, oh dear, oh! Oh dear, oh dear, the Scots are in a grave deal of trouble. There we go, main gun destroyed. Somehow, though, this Scot also makes it out. But the Jackson, I'm not entirely sure what he's thinking there. Must have forgotten about it or whatever. But either way, that thing got brewed up. No more. Knocked out. Kaput. Tot.
Have won. A capture point is being
still retaining a Sherman over here. Victory points are getting ever closer, ever desperate.
Steady up, men. Square away your stations. Lock down the shell.
Another assault here. And another lack of tactical assault. And there you go, another light artillery barrage. And the Grenadiers actually moved into. And there we go! Scott gutted! The losses keep piling up. In fact, he's down to 1 infantry squad and 1 pioneer squad. This is definitely not looking good there for Angreifen either. He might soon end up being unable to actually secure points. And he's also being increasingly forced to use his pack swap, which also leaves them exposed to his obsession with the Tigers, actually increasingly hurting his force as time goes on. Which could definitely give Price a better chance of getting back in the fight, since he still retains a decent amount of infantry. And once there's no infantry and no support units either sort of left for Angreifen, he can't take the points either. So in that regard, that could be something that could turn things against Angreifen. He's not careful. And there you go, the pack crew got cleared out. Where did the other pack go? Oh, it's there. Another light barrage though. Paratroop need to get out there before the Tiger kills them. Pack cleared out.
Tank gun.
Paratrooper squad dead. Anti-tank gun being moved up there. 53 victory points left there for Price.
We're bleeding points like a stuffed pig. We're down to 50.
Round complete. Breach clear.
And back here to Angreifen, a very minimal but certainly heavy hitting force. Anti-tank gun here being recruited by the paratroopers. Another shot there from the Jackson.
Light artillery barrage ready to launch.
And the ever-potent Scots harassing and halting what little troops remain on the field. Oh dear, that could be the end of that pack as well. And there we go.
The enemy has destroyed
No more pack crews left. He's down to one Grenadier, one Pioneer, and 2 Tigers. But the Tigers can't take territory. And with that, the packs are going to be woefully exposed. There we go, sacrificing his precious Grenadiers, leaving them further on. He's really relying now on the Tigers. It's the last gasp of this conflict, at least in this sector, apparently, since nothing can be spared from other sectors.
Awaiting orders. We are losing.
Price
the
might want to
sector.
consider getting another Jackson, then trying to sort of flank up, because again his flank's extremely open. I mean, a proper assault from the sides there, and then pushing up from angles. And there we go! Got a pattern there, so there's another crew there. Tiger advances up on the flank. Good job there, good job there. Finally a bit of manoeuvre there from Angreifen, a bit further. I mean, he's sort of increasingly lacking. Oh! Gosh, in Himmel, one hell of a hit there on the paratroopers. Almost wiped. Another artillery barrage there. He's still got plenty of support from that angle. Paratroopers out. Wiped out! Only one survivor. Now both sides are extremely short in infantry, and MU-42 to hold points up. 86 versus 31 victory points.
Einsatzbereit.
Heavy Panzer here.
How can we help?
Point there being secured. No shooting going on.
The
Desperate
squad of
stuff here.
pioneers has arrived.
We have liberated.
Desperate stuff.
Light artillery barrage at your command.
Pioneers moving in. And there we go, smoke screen going down. Price realising there might be options for sort of dealing with these things. The Angus Petra is more safe to secure the territory.
Enemy has 20
Second Jackson there.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
24 points left. Tigers trying to shoot. They're actually getting off a good shot there. More smoke. Good, good. Point rendered neutral. Oh! Almost got them! Can they make it? Whew. Very series of close shaves there. Jack's moving on now, the Tiger. But Pack 40 firing back, striking back with violence. And there we go. It looks like an armoured series of forces have been setting up on the flank. Could be. Price might be setting up there for one final sickle cut there. Which can done properly here with the Jackson here, and the Pack 48 could do quite a bit of damage. There you go, Show moving in. Nice hit, then the Grenadiers wiping out half the Union. Jackson moving in. Veterans one for the Sherman. Mines going down there, but in front of the Scots. There we go, most of the unit got wiped out. Tiger moving in to cover up the flank there. Pack 40 moving ahead. Pioneers wiped out. Mines going off the Pack crew. Jackson moving ahead, getting a shot off there. Pack 40 might firing it back. Pack 40 wiped out. And there we go, a final airstrike. And there we go, what we might have been waiting for. Tiger in trouble. Tiger in trouble. Sherman leading the way up strong. The shot for the Jackson. Tiger down. Kaput. Brennan. And there we go. Pack 40 down. Utter disastrous strike there against Angreifen. Tiger pulling back very safely. Artillery going down there on the victory point. 4 points left for Price. 4 points. Artillery going down, but not doing nothing. You're into the point neutral. Tiger moving ahead. Might take fire there. Scott went down. Sherman flanking. Jackson firing. Recruiting, repairing the Jackson there, which is still operational somehow. Tiger's there taking heavy damage, and another series of airstrikes going in there. MD crew moving in. They're taking hits from the rockets. A crazy endgame gambit. They're down to 2 victory points for Price. Tiger down! Tiger down! Another Tiger down! More Jacksons arriving. If they have any armor-piercing rounds, they need to use them. But looks like they don't. They do! They do! And the Veteran 2 Tiger blitzing forwards for Deutschland! Not enough, though. Gets the Jackson, though, in its dying blaze. And there we go. GG as paratroopers get dropped fine. MD cleared out. The only thing left there for Angreifen are the Pioneers. Only a single Pioneer squad, and only because it just arrived on the battlefield. So like, scheiße, I think we might have been a bit too late. Let's just go the other way again. But an utterly cataclysmic endgame right there for Angreifen. To a certain extent, an interesting game there in the early game and the late game. The mid game there was sort of a bit boring, I'll have to admit. You know, there was some action, but at the same time, strategically, it was a bit, you know, just basically sort of tugging, a bit of tug of war there across the centre. No real manoeuvres to a certain extent. I mean, there was some, but again, they sort of slightly petered out as both players got a bit too obsessed with the centre, and nothing really happened. That, to a certain extent, a lot kept Price in at bay, because again, he was so insistent charging across with the units which weren't really made for it, and at least not making smoke screens sort of conduct an assault through, and he's going to consider flanking it so that way catch them, but again didn't quite happen. Then also allowed Angreifen to sort of hold on much longer with a smaller force, because you could just then counterattack with a Tiger here and there, maintaining a smaller pressure again on the sort of point C, and that sort of worked partly for him, but at the same time in the end it couldn't last. Once a flanking assault finally came in, because again he couldn't control the territory properly, combined with an airstrike and turned into an utter scene of carnage. I mean, I really think, you know, had he not been a bit boring then, again, I mean, not to be mean, but I do feel it's a bit boring nowadays to just, you know, go, for example, for the first tier and then ignore everything else in terms of teching and just rely on Tigers. I mean, there's so many more options, and generally do perform better if you actually rely on them just a bit. I mean, again, you know, that right here, that would probably gone a lot better had he just pulled out, at least had some anti-aircraft support, for example. I mean, I think it had a much better chance, had a bit more to do, and he also had a better unit count, because, again, the Tiger Collins constantly just drained him resource again, keeping the unit count down, also ensuring he couldn't control the map, and that was basically what hurt him. The Tigers, while affording him a great deal of amount of firepower, hurt his ability to control the map and secure his flanks, and that essentially, to a large extent, became his demise. That and a lack of manoeuvre to a certain extent, though it was close all to being Price's demise, though to that Price's defense, of course, admit better use of his doctrine. He could maybe call an anti-tank to use take aim on that one, for example, himself. But beyond that, some interesting play there as well for Price. Good use of the paratroopers. I would have liked to see some tactical assault. I think he would have drained Angreifen quite quickly with a few use of those in the correct spots, I would say. And maybe a bit of target weak punt. But overall, nicely played there by Price. And in the end, very nice save there in the end. Very nice. But rather on a razor's edge. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope you got some ideas for your matches. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share with everyone. If not, you know, send in a replay and write some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Anything. Cheers and thank you all for watching. Bye.